Reze is absolutely not playing around. There was no hesitation in how vicious she was planning to be this chapter, and goddamn, something about Chainsaw Man. I don't know how they get away with being so much more vicious than other Shonen Jump manga, but here it is. She decided it's time for her whole slaughter game to begin within this training facility, and these guys, they're not being very smart about it. You have this character who's getting ready to seemingly force her way into their building, and they're saying, "Oh, just don't even treat her like don't even treat her like a human. Just think of her as the same as a devil." And it's like, have you guys considered that she might be a devil? Come on, dummies. That's what happens to your dumb fodder. Probably aren't keeping up with a lot of stuff. But as it is, they let these like fodder dudes bite their hands, and they point at her, and they're putting like mold inside of her body, essentially just like straight internal damage. That's got some weird power, growing mold inside of people. You know, it obviously works. She like just starts bleeding internally, blood just comes out of Reze's mouth and her nose. But we know that that's not really gonna do anything to one of these hybrids. You know, she seems to be the same as Denji and the Katana, and that means that she's practically immortal. Outside of doing something to her heart, they're not gonna really do anything. And it's not even just like straight, oh, destroy your heart. We don't know, because they say they put mold in her heart, and she's just like, okay, you guys can try. And they're like, oh yeah, even if you drink blood, the mold won't go away. You know, it's just gonna keep growing. You know, it won't. You can try and regenerate parts of your body, but the mold is gonna keep going. And she's just like, okay, let's see how's this then. Ends up pulling the pin out of her neck, slapping the opposite side, and blowing top of her head off, and then ends up throwing her head inside of the building that then just explodes. And from that, it looks like her chainsaw, or not chainsaw, she's not edgy, her bomb body just forms in her devil form, and she's got the cool like fuse cord gloves and the big bomb head and her TNT dress, but just her TNT dress. That's slightly erotic in a terrifying sort of way. Like, could you imagine in any of these series of you have some super hot chick just be the one to kill you like this, and while you're still trying to fight her, you're probably just might get a glimpse of a really nice ass at the same time, and it's like, well, at least I died looking at something nice. There was that one grace over a complete and total one-sided bloodfest, is that I got to see something beautiful, like, at my last moments. Like, one of the guys pretty much says that. I think I would just kind of say that too, because there's a difference of, it's like, oh man, I gotta survive, versus when you realize that, oh no, there's no way out of this. I'm going to die. It just is going to be that way, which I imagine is terrible. But to have that last moments, I think I'd have that same thought of like, I appreciate that you at least gave me something to enjoy in my last moments. Now kill me, go for it. But it's a weird concept, but it's very real when you think about it in this whole scenario. But what's really cool is after she ends up popping her head off and throwing it in, and she ends up going in her devil form from that head. So what happens to her body that she left behind? Her body ends up just running as like this. I don't really know if it'd be like a remote controlled essentially, but just this headless bomb is just sprinting at this guy. He ends up trying to throw this like monster, this, I was gonna say monster, but they're devils like this. It looks like kind of like a weird bear claw with eyeballs on it, and that poor guy doesn't stand a chance because the body jumps right onto him and explodes. So I like that she's able to leave these, she's able to leave essentially this like little sentry body bomber behind. That's such a cool concept. I'm wondering if Denji could do something like with his chainsaws, like in a similar manner, because she's definitely out of like her and the Katana Devil and Denji. you can tell, has got the by far most experience in this form. She's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve. And the fact that she's intelligent, because we know one of the things that, like, is a determine, not, I'm trying to say deterrent, determining factor in, like, if a devil is powerful or not. We know that they're intelligent. And it's not just of them being, oh yeah, they're smarter, they're harder to track, they've got more skills in conversing. And I think it's something like this, where she's able to use her power in lots of tricky ways that makes her even more dangerous than just, your average devil. But all these guys are just getting ready, trying to shoot her. I don't know why you try and shoot her with guns after you see her throw her severed head in and then explode and get in this body. And there's just, oh god, there's like shrapnel pieces in the walls, like corpses on the floor, and well, they're like, oh yeah, permission to shoot, and she just flicks a little explosive at him, kills him. And but when she says, like, it's like, you need permission in Japan to fire a gun, and you can tell, like, in her head, it's like, I didn't need permission. So that was a determining thing to really screw you guys over. But from them behind her, you have that guy, actually. You have that the dude who's got, like, the weird eyeball bear claw that the severed body jumped on. So it looks like he ended up getting that last minute summon of his devil in order to prevent himself from dying. I mean, but he comes back and he's got, like, a big chunk of his, like, face all, like, damaged. He's missing an arm. And even that, no matter what he does, here's Reze just dodging all of his stuff and just absolutely no effort taking all these guys out. And an unfortunate case for someone behind, but at least somebody learned. There was a lesson to learn in this, because one dude summons up that fox devil and bites down on Reze, but he's like, uh-oh, I'm getting the hell out of here, because he can recognize her by, he can recognize that she's a hybrid by the taste, because we know, like, the way he didn't like the taste of the katana devil, and what happened to him there, and just getting messed up to the point where he didn't want to talk to Aki anymore. And so he's just like, nope, I'm out of here, not dealing with this, not helping you guys, fuck you, I'm gone. You could tell these guys are sad. They're like, I was supposed to go to a dinner tonight, I was gonna go to a mixer, and that's not happening. They're gone. Those guys are done. Their lives are not going to a good place, because from this, you just see in the next part. You see in the next part where Aki is driving with them. He's got the angel devil, and it's like, we need to help Denji. Give him some blood. He needs to regenerate. I'm wondering if the angel devil giving Denji some blood, like any of his blood, is gonna do anything significant, because we know the angel devil is a little bit special. Maybe that'll end up giving him, like, a boost at some point, because we know the angel devil, for one, can, like, pretty much enchant weapons. Like, that's how Aki's sword can cut ghosts and stuff. But I had to stop the car, because right in front of him just leaps down is the his Reze the Bomb Devil, and she's got the two severed heads of the guys that she fought that were just wanted to go to that mixer. I didn't really think it was funny that in between that point and now, she somehow managed to find some panties. I just imagine that she's just, it wasn't like in a silly way. It wasn't like in a way of like, oh, I gotta for some reason censor her at this point. I don't think it was that at all. I think Reze was just like, she doesn't take these guys so much of a threat that she's just like, she had enough time to go find some underwear, probably just like rummaged around inside that building, or went to just walked in a store, took some and left, because she's just like, oh, this is really easy. She had absolutely zero trouble in taking these guys down. Like, she pretty much waltzed in, blew up some people, danced around some attacks, and then it's like, all right, back to finding where Denji is. Chick's brutal. Like, she's vicious. Like, Chainsaw Man girls are aggro. Like, it's crazy. Like, in Chainsaw Man, you got a lot of really fun characters, and you got characters, obviously Denji and his chainsaw powers. He's the main character. He's very vicious, but I mean, then you look at someone like Aki. Aki's dangerous, but he doesn't have that viciousness to him. But then you have, like, Makima. You got Power. You got Himeno. Well, you had Himeno. You got Benny, and now you got Reze. It's just Chainsaw Man girls are crazy, dude. These bitches are wild. I love them all, though. Well, Benno I loved. Poor girl. Anyway, that was a really, like, like aggressive chapter. Like I like some of the chapters. I think every chapter went about as much as I expected it in terms of tone this week. Like I expected My Hero Academia to be much more centered around like some slice of life ish like character background between Todoroki's family and stuff and Endeavor. I knew Black Clover was going to be more more set up for the war with the Spade Kingdom. Talk a lot of talking between the characters. I always thought was important. Kimetsu no Yaiba was going to be more about a little bit of a battle between Muzan, but more Anchiro's just disgruntled state. And I knew Chainsaw Man was going to be a slaughter, and it exactly went down that way. And I love it. Every single panel of this chapter is fantastic. This manga is so much fun. I love it. This is the only one that I could really say in a while that I, quote unquote, predicted, but it was just like the prediction of, oh yeah, she's gonna kill a lot of people. I didn't know to the extent. I didn't know that she's gonna have like cool century beheaded body bombs. Oh god, she's crazy. Anyway, comment below, tell me your thought about the chapter, and tell me what you think about this character. I really like her. I think she's a really interesting chick. I'm really hoping that her feelings for Denji aren't fake, because I like that idea for her plot line and interaction between her and Denji, that it wasn't like some fake thing and she just was like, oh, it's a job. She maybe like she developed it along the way. Originally it wasn't real and just really likes Denji for who he is. Hopefully. Anyway, comment below, thumbs up the video, but for the like button, the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening.